Thank you, Madam Chair, for holding this hearing and this topic. This is something that is, I have to say, near and dear to my heart. I grew up in a small family business that was started out as a machine shop. So, Ms. Reynolds, when you talk about wiring diagrams or the ability to learn these mechanical trades, whether you're, cylinder boring or grinding a crankshaft or trying to read a wiring diagram. My dad was a mechanical engineer by trade, but he could take out a wiring diagram and just go, here's this and this and this, and we're talking about 120 volt, 240 volt, and I'd be sitting there going, what'd you say, Dad? That is an amazing skill, and it is a skill you mentioned youth coming out of high school don't have, and yet we've got more job openings for those sorts of skills than we do people applying for them. Why aren't we training folks to that degree? So I think everybody's on the same page here, and this is very much a bipartisan effort. When we talk about filling the 6 million unfilled jobs, we've got to focus on career and technical education, which we have on this committee in a bipartisan way. We had a big stride forward with the Perkins Act. I had a dual enrollment amendment there. I was glad to get in the language of the bill. Expanding these work-based apprenticeship learning opportunities is obviously something that Congress has done in years gone by, and I want to talk a little bit about that because I'm also very, very pleased to be working with Ranking Member Scott on a juvenile justice and criminal justice reform that would help with these skills for people that have been been out of the workforce for a while or within the criminal justice system. I do want to bring that up, though, in regards to the Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act. Right now, as I understand it, it requires about 75% of youth activities funded to go towards kids who have dropped out of school or been involved in the juvenile or adult justice system. My state of Minnesota is having some trouble and some challenges with that. They received a waiver recently from the DOL to get out from under that. So, Dr. Johnson, can you explain what your workforce board has done in attracting and connecting these sorts of out-of-school youth on work-based learning opportunities and whether it's been successful or not?
That is an area that we have struggled with too as a local area. And the reason that we have found in practicality is because of our low unemployment rate. The out-of-school youth that we are working with, they already have jobs. And what they want is to get out of those jobs, so they need skills, upskill training to go into another career pathway or to advance into a career pathway. Now, the individuals that we find, the youth that we find that do want the work experiences are the in-school youth. They don't as readily have them as the out-of-school youth. One thing that we looked at was we moved from all out of school to partially in school. We are also looking at recommending from our region that the Commonwealth of Virginia looks at requesting that waiver to change that work experience. We are finding that we did not meet the work experience requirement for out-of-school youth. It's a more difficult population to work with. They're very transient. It's hard to keep up with them. The best chance that we have had so far is to partner with other organizations that have a long, successful history of working with out-of-school youth and trying to support their efforts and partnering in that way.
I would open that up to the rest of the panel as well on best practices to make certain we meet these requirements or perhaps take a look at them.
I'd like to speak to that.
Sure.
I was just speaking on the way over that you were talking about the people that have been in the criminal system and
Yep.
getting out. Why could we owe money not build, like I'll say state institutions or federal prisons, whatever, a point to where when the prisoner is getting ready to be put back into society, 2 years before, 3 years before, whatever, that they can be trained in a skilled trade. They can learn to be a carpenter while they're in prison. So as soon as they get out, not only do they have a way to transition back into society, they'll have a purpose and the knowledge to do it. They can just step right into a job, start working, and stay out of trouble, if you will. It's a win-win for everybody. They're not going to go on any kind of federal welfare programs or whatever because they're going to be making a good living doing whatever it is we've trained them to do.
And we are addressing that in this committee, not only with the juvenile justice, but obviously with Perkins and obviously with this program. And obviously we need to continue to do that because these are the 21st century jobs that are going to rebuild America. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I yield back.
Thank you. Mr. Takami?